Hello friends, welcome to my channel and thanks for watching this video. Friends, as we have ended with one more week on Wall Street, so this is the time to analyze, or I would say reanalyze what has happened in the last 1 week and what will probably happen in the next 1 week. So I welcome you all to another session of USA Weekly Market Report, where we are going to discuss about the US market and the major events that has impacted the market or that will probably impact the market going forward. So let's start analyzing the events and let us see how the market has behaved. But before that, if you haven't yet subscribed my channel, just hit on the subscription button, also hit on the notification bell along with the all button to get my updated video notification. Now let's start with some important headlines, and we have seen how the stock is moving when Warren Buffett want to take the holding stake of Occidental Petroleum. Now this is one of those stocks which has been in the news. Don't expect any big move, but when such a big investor comes in, and obviously they are going to rejig the business as well, most probably, if he's going to take the controlling stake. So we can expect some steady moves going forward. And then sudden crypto drop sends Bitcoin below 22,000. Now I have already uploaded a recent video on Bitcoin. You can probably go and check it out, and I will definitely discuss or share my views in this particular video about the overall financial market, which include crypto as well. So you will get the information about what has actually happened in the last 1 week and what is actually right now happening and impacting this price move. And yes, the very important Jackson Hole meeting, and let us see what the global leaders or the big bankers are talking about the market and the economy. That is very important. Apart from that, so let us see if there is anything. Otherwise, we will directly jump into the market movement. So yeah, let's go and let's check what has happened as far as the market price action is concerned, because last Friday things are not good. Dow Jones went down by 292 points. Then NASDAQ has actually fallen by 2%, and there is a specific reason for that. Apart from that, S&P with a cumulative impact has fallen 1.29% or 55 points. Then gold is down by 10 points. Oil is now trading in between 90 and 85 and 95. This is the broad range for oil we have. Apart from that, the US 10-year yield has again started moving higher, and it's been trading very near to 3%, which is not at all a good sign. VIX has already started moving higher, so there are some worry signs going forward. And when we are talking about the recovery that has been happening for the last couple of weeks, more specifically from the lows of or the second half of June 2022 till date, is actually looks like it's not an end, but it's definitely a halt that we can see. And I've been saying this thing again and again. You can probably go and check out my video on natural gas. That natural gas is something, it's not about oil, but specifically natural gas is something which is which keeps the price on the higher side, and there are multiple reasons for that. If you want, you can go and check out the trend for natural gas. Apart from that, the yields have started moving higher, and also the important thing to understand here is we will definitely go and see the yield curve as well, because it's something very important to discuss right now. Okay, and the most important, dollar index. Now dollar index is the major reason, or I would say the basic reason, whatever you want to call it as, from the front side or the back side. It has turned quite sharply from 109 to 105, and then again from 105 to 108. So it's quite a rise that we have seen, and because of which the global market is now getting impacted. So let's start analyzing the chart and we will start with the dollar index. And as you can see, this is the hourly chart, and you can see the move. You can see this sharp move that we have seen as far as the dollar index is concerned, and you can clearly see how the dollar index has moved in the last couple of days and how the stock market has moved. Okay, so the comparison is very, very clear as far as the trend is concerned for dollar index. And yeah, so from 109 to really 104.64, and then from there it has actually moved from 104 to 108. So if dollar index, here we are now, the levels that we are going to look at will be as follows. Okay, so this is the range. This is the most important range to look at going forward. So on the downside you have a support of 107.44 and 106.89, and on the upside you will have your resistance or target of 109.26. Market indeed started falling a bit, but if it cross 109.26 or 109.5 or more, you will see a sharp correction. You will definitely see a sharp fall in the equity market as well as in the crypto market going forward. Okay, so one must make sure that the dollar index is not falling or is not going higher or moving above 109.3 or more. If it does happen, then all the riskiest assets will start falling again. So this is a very tricky situation that you need to look at. Apart from that, I want to discuss about the US 10-year yield, and this is very important to understand. As you can see, and this has similar kind of movement like dollar index. It has fallen, but it has again started moving higher. And whenever I talked about US yield, and more specifically US 10-year yield, the chart is very clear, because I specifically remember I talked about it in my previous videos, and I have said that if you are looking at the price chart of US 10-year yield, it is indicating somewhere. Okay, if I hope that for this at least I will be wrong, but the chart is indicating and giving confirmation again and again that it is not ready to move lower. So this is what we have as far as this is the daily price chart. It's not even weekly or monthly, but the daily price chart, where you can see the dollar index, beg your pardon, the US 10-year yield is retaining its move, and it has again started moving higher after a correction. So if it continues to sustain above 2.64, which is your immediate support, and you have 2.3 as your stop loss, then on the upside the swing that we are going to look at will be in between 5.6 and 6.8. So things are looking a bit risky. Time and time again things are looking a bit risky, so please take a note of it. These are very important and serious indicators. They don't lie. Okay, and they move when big money moves. It's not, these kind of indicators don't move. This bond yield won't move if couple of million of dollars or billion of dollars moving from one place to another. But when extraordinary huge amount of money is moving or changing its pace or momentum, then this indicator started moving. So please be aware about that. Now the next thing, for Bitcoin, I have already said I have uploaded a very recent video. You can go and check it out, so I don't want to cover that thing. Now talking about equity indices, more specifically NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ is I would say the most sensitive one, and has already started feeling the heat. And as you can see, as dollar rising higher, the NASDAQ is showing some sort of nervous signs, and this is what we have here as far as the trend is concerned. Now the trend is very simple. The correction, short-term correction, has started, and the support that we are looking at will be in between 11,700 and 11,980 or 12,000, and on the upside you will have your resistance in between 13,000 13,370 and 13,700. Okay, so the support, the better buy zone will be in between 11,700 and 12,000. Let us see how things move, and 2 or 3 points move by the dollar index on the upside will definitely throw the NASDAQ move out of the picture, and you will see a correction going forward. There is no denial in that fact. Apart from that, if you are looking at Dow Jones Industrial Average, so Dow Jones is the moves are very steady on both the side. It is not falling much, and it is not going substantially higher. Looking at the or comparing it with NASDAQ, so the movements are limited. That's a good thing. But even with that, the trend or the movement that we are going to look at, let's go to the here we are. So for NASDAQ, that's a different case, but for Dow Jones we cannot expect some very big move, because as I told you, the relative movement is very or the relative volatility is low compared to other indices. So right now for Dow Jones, what we are expecting on the downside, 33,277 as your immediate support, and then 32,597 or 32,600. This is going to be your next to support on the downside. As far as the upside is concerned, we have our immediate target as well as your resistance at 34,314. So this is what we have here as far as the trend of Dow Jones is concerned. Now what has happened is a big rise, as you can see, from the lows of June 17, 16 or 17, 2022 till 16th of August 2022, and then market has started falling, and as you can see, there is a sharp price movement. In the last 4 days, the dollar index started moving from 104 to 108, and equity indices and crypto basket, all of them started moving lower. That's the basic and the most important thing to take a notice of, and this is what you need to know. You need not to know. If you want, you can read 100 of articles and news and views and presentations, but this is the simple way to look at it. Okay, so you need not to think anything extraordinary, and this is what is happening right now. So what we need to do going forward is, have a bit patience. Don't take unnecessary risk, because dollar index, when started moving higher, we have to see how far or how long it can move. Okay, and if things looks serious, like let's say if dollar index is indeed making a move beyond 109.3 or let's say 109.5 or more, it has a potential to move towards 112 or 115. Okay, I have already explained multiple times, so you can probably go and check out my previous sessions of USA Weekly Market Report. I have explained this thing time and time again. If that is the thing, then we have something serious to be looked at on the downside. So please be aware about this, and let's see how the dollar index is moving, and most importantly the all important Jackson Hole meeting, because market will definitely take the cue. And if they sound hawkish, if the Feds sound hawkish going forward, dollar index is trading like any normal stock. It's not going to move like 1 or 2 point. It may move like 5 or 6 point. That is very, very normal nowadays. So volatility is on the higher side. Please don't take unnecessary risk, and wherever you can see any potential, then wait for that to perform for you, and don't take any decision in a haste manner. So just be light, wait, and let's see what's happening going forward, and hopefully by the end of next week we will get a much more clear picture compared to this week. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.